Prime Minister Andrew Holness is again urging Jamaicans to go out and take the COVID-19 vaccine. Mr. Holness, who was speaking at the University Hospital of the West Indies recently, said the country has more than enough vaccines, and if they're not used up, they will go to waste.
So far, just about 12% of the Jamaican population has been fully immunized against COVID-19. This is far from the 40% target set by the World Health Organization for countries around the world. Recently, the Pan American Health Organization said Jamaica was among several other countries with low vaccination take-up. And so, there have been several appeals from the local authorities for Jamaicans to take the jab. The most recent call came from Prime Minister Andrew Holness. Mr. Holness says the country has enough vaccines for persons to take.
We have a whole heap of vaccines. Vaccines that will go to waste because you sit at home listening to nonsense and fool people. Get up and go to the vaccination stations and let us get over this pandemic and return to a new and better normal.
In 7 days, just over 100,000 doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine could go to waste. Just last month, some 60,000 doses were thrown away by the Ministry of Health. Mr. Holness says the current measures in place will have to come to an end at some point, so Jamaicans will have to live with the virus.
You can live with it by taking the vaccine, or you can live with it by, if you're not vaccinated, you will get sick. You probably should stay at home if you have any flu-like symptoms. And you shouldn't really go around other people who are protected and vaccinated. You have to live with it. So you decide how you're going to live with it.
Mr. Holness also said that billions of dollars have been pumped into managing this pandemic. As a result, some public amenities had to be put on hold.
Don't come and ask for care package and point out road and garbage to be collected. When from the pool of resources that is paid in taxes, we have to take out almost $10 billion to put aside for COVID response, when we could have easily gotten over that if you were to be wise citizens of your own country, acting in your interest and in the interest of your family, your community, and the nation.
Meanwhile, the Prime Minister reiterates that from day one, the government made it clear that it was not considering a vaccine mandate. He says it is evident, however, that a vaccine policy would mean differential treatment from persons who are vaccinated versus persons who are not.
The problem is that you have all kinds of persons putting false narrative into the public domain without listening, without reading, without properly analyzing, and some with deliberate intentions to mislead.
Shabella Pullen, TVJ News.
And the Prime Minister says at least 9 health departments across the island have started house-to-house vaccination. Now, in a statement this evening, Mr. Holness said healthcare teams, including public health nurses and community health aides from Hanover, Manchester, St. Elizabeth, Trelawney, Westmoreland, St. Anne, St. Mary, Portland and St. Thomas have been deployed to communities across the island to administer the COVID-19 vaccines to shut-ins, disabled and the elderly. According to Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton, this house-to-house vaccination program is intended to take the vaccines to communities that are not close to a fixed site and to persons who are not able to travel to these sites.